Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a new approach, how you can start a YouTube channel in 2023. How can we deal with imposter syndrome, find topics to talk about, and get over the fear of putting ourselves out there. Hey, I'm Max, I'm a designer turned strategist, and today I want to talk about starting a YouTube channel from scratch. Just doing it is not enough. Most of the times we hear this phrase a lot, just do it, just start somewhere, it will get easier along the way. And although I totally agree with that, I think there's a bit more to it than just doing it at first glance. Let me briefly tell you a story about two different approaches of doing something. Imagine this, you have two pottery classes, class A and class B, that want to compete against each other and find out who of the 30 students each can create a better vase at the end. Class A tries a quality approach. Each student works on one single vase for the whole month. They refine it, adjust it, and then at the end of the 30 days, they have one single vase. Class B on the other side tries a quantity approach. They create a new vase from scratch each single day. So at the end of the 30 days, they will have 30 vases per student. Now let me ask you this. Who do you think has created a better vase at the end? I personally think that the answer really depends on how good you are at the moment of doing something. If you know what you're doing, if you have experience, then probably the quality approach. If you can spend 30 days, a lot of time on one single task, it will turn out pretty good. But if you have zero experience or almost zero experience, then I'm pretty sure that the quantity approach will work way better for you. Because then you can fail more often, fail faster, but learn way more than just trying to do one single day and learning only at the end. Therefore, I would argue if you want to start something, try it out with the quantity approach. Try out this one thing a lot, but do it in a smart way. Create a system around it. A system that you trust. A system that minimizes doubt and can lead to exponential growth. A system where you don't have to think anymore. You can just do it. Just like a robot. Hence the name, the robot method. Following this method, you will not only learn and end up with quantity, but also with quality. Our goal today, create a system that works for you. This video itself is heavily inspired by a recent video I've seen from Captain Zinbert. It's called, I think he called it the entering the robot mode, which is like working on yourself and always trying to improve yourself and also like following one direction that you set in the beginning of your journey. It's really about focusing and trying to create a sustainable rhythm that you can follow along so that you can end up with a result that you're happy about. Definitely check out his video to get an understanding of the mindset that you need and how you can improve yourself in all the different aspects in life. This mindset comes down to figuring out what steps we need to take to get to our goals. And those steps could include areas where we are currently really bad at. Like for example, getting better at talking to the camera or writing better scripts, telling better stories, interacting better with the community, with the audience, or even like overcoming or dealing with the imposter syndrome. I think to create such a structure for yourself, you first and foremost have to figure out what your strengths are and also your weaknesses. But also what you expect at the end. What do you expect? YouTube can be a great platform to create communities, expand brand awareness, or even build a stronger reputation for yourself. But it's also a place where thousands of videos get uploaded every minute. So when it comes to expectations, don't have a lot. Don't get me wrong, it might sound a bit harsh when I say it like this, but I think if you don't have high expectations, you don't get hurt if you don't meet them. This is the robot method. Imagine yourself as the robot. Robots don't feel emotions. For sure, be happy when you're hitting a milestone. I'm just saying, set goals that are realistic, but also excite you. Think of it more as an experiment that you are conducting for 100 days. Why 100 days? I mean, 30 days, for example, I think is way too short because then you have like an actionable goal, but you won't learn that much from a short period of time. Also, it may not excite you that much because you won't really see, I think, that much of like potential growth in this short period of time. And on the other hand, if you choose like 1 year to conduct this experiment, it's way too hard. You can't really stick to it. Of course, if you could, the learnings would be huge, but it's all about setting realistic goals that excite you. So I think 100 days is perfect for the start. And then if you hit them, you can of course just keep going. After knowing the time frame now that we want to conduct this experiment in, we have to ask ourselves one last thing. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Starting something new is always hard, but take a look at the bright side. we don't always start completely from scratch. Everybody has different starting points, and you need to figure out what is yours. It's similar as going to the gym. If you first start going to the gym, there are a lot of different things that you might need to learn before getting proper results. For example, like you may not know how to work out properly, how you can work out, what to work out, like everything about nutrition, when to eat, what to eat, where to eat, but maybe you have other experiences that can help you. For example, let's still stick to the gym example. If you are a cook, maybe like a home cook or a professional cook, a chef, maybe then you know a lot about nutrition, and this could help you to get better results at the gym faster. The same principle applies here. Maybe you already have skills that can help you to move faster in your YouTube journey in the beginning, but you need to figure out what your current skills are and where your weaknesses are, so you can like get more knowledge on these parts where you currently lack at. Whatever it might be, figure out what can you do well and where do you might struggle. Now we can finally create a system that works for you. Create a system that works. For that, we want to dedicate specific times in our schedule later on. But we need to know what are the different categories that we even need to think about, that we need to work on for a YouTube video and everything around it. First off, we have the planning phase, where you will do research and also script your video. Afterwards comes the production. The production phase oftentimes consists out of taking or recording A-roll, B-roll, so like more footage that you can like add onto your A-roll, to your main footage. We have maybe even graphics, animations, titles that you want to include, maybe images that you need to shoot, for example like a thumbnail. Also maybe a voiceover if you want to add one to it. Then comes the editing phase, where you use all the different kind of footage that you have, put it together, create a rough timeline first, then maybe refine it by adding music and sound effects, revising it, maybe sending it off to some friends to like get feedback of it, and then schedule the video. Then we have maintenance. Basically a phase where you, for example, want to improve a lot of different things about your channel. Things could include like learning a lot of new different topics. Maybe you want to like read books, ebooks, listen to podcasts, watch courses, just that you stay up to date so you can like provide a lot of value for your audience. But also maybe you want to think about new topics that you want to talk about. This could also be in this phase that you just actively sit down and figure out new video ideas. Or maybe even you want to get inspired by other people, like watch your old videos even. Write down and take notes where you think that you could improve on. Maybe you find also other YouTube channels that inspire you heavily and that you want to break down by writing notes. Just like use as a learning phase to always improve the way that you're currently working. You can also use this maintenance time to build a community, to engage with your audience and let your audience engage with you. There's so much space to engage with them on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube comments, Discord for example. Just really try to connect with them, talk to them, figure out who you are talking to, because I think if you know who your quote-unquote target audience is, then you know what kind of content and value they need. After understanding these building blocks, you can now go over and place them in your schedule. So figure out how much time a week do you want to dedicate for YouTube. Break down the different elements that I just explained to you and make time for them. Of course, some of them depends on how much time you actually want to spend. Maybe you can even like outsource some of the things. Maybe if you have the budget, you can outsource the editing to someone else. Maybe if you don't want to come up with ideas, maybe you have like a creative partner that can help you with like coming up with ideas. So you just have to sit down in front of the camera. But if you're a one-man business, just try to figure out what the best kind of sustainable time slots are that you can use for YouTube. Because of course you don't want to like spend 2 or 3 weeks really hustling and then giving up because you are overwhelmed and exhausted from all of this work. Try to find a sustainable but also an exciting kind of rhythm to it. The whole system that you want to create is all about consistency. The robot method means you don't want to ask questions about the method itself, about the system. You think about it really hard once, then you create the system for you, you dedicate this time on your YouTube channel and your YouTube journey, and then you just do it for 100 days. You don't ask questions. You show up every single day or whenever you say you want to show up. Becoming such a robot can change a lot. But I think what's even cooler than one single robot is to have a robot army. Robots that have a similar mindset as you, but the same direction. What I want to say with that is find a dungeon partner. Going on an adventure is fun, but it can also be scary if you go into the dark cave and you don't really know what problems you might face inside. That's why you need a dungeon partner, somebody that has your back, someone that helps you out when it gets hard to keep on moving. This makes your journey even safer and more enjoyable. But do you know what's even better than joining up with one person? Creating a guild. Why not join up with a lot of different people that have the same destination as you? Basically what I'm trying to say is embrace the robot method by becoming a robot, following your own orders and joining up with other robots to create a guild to go out on adventures. Maybe you have some other friends that are playing around with the idea of starting their own YouTube channel. Ask them, why not? Or look out for people online and engage in communities, such as Twitter or Instagram. I myself struggle with a lot of different problems I've mentioned in this video today. Dealing with imposter syndrome, speaking more comfortable on camera, and even not really knowing what my editing style is yet. That's why I created the Morning Motion Community Discord. A place where anybody can join to talk about problems that they're currently facing, to get feedback on video ideas, or even just to hang out with other people when they spend their time editing their videos. The community where we can hold each other accountable, share our milestones, but also encourage each other to just keep on moving. You will see how much momentum this will give you. The link to join this Discord is down in the description. Create a YouTube system and actively try to work on your YouTube channel for 100 days starting today. Aren't you curious what 100 days can do for you? Thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this, and I will see you next time. Or on Discord.